build the application. So this is a demonstration for the application that will show you how the interaction happens. So what are the necessary files that we need to create for creating the application. Okay, so let's go back to our terminal. In the terminal, as we said here, you have to execute the commands for starting the Fabric. So first you need to execute the, let's say first we will export the HyperLedger fabric version. Okay, here I'm using HLFV12. Okay, so this is the HyperLedger fabric version which we have specified. Then you can start the ./start fabric. So you will see here it is unset, but it is assuming to be using the HLFV12. Okay, so this will start the solution. After the fabric is started, as we discussed earlier, this is going to create different parameters for you. So it is going to create a network. It is going to access your certificates, CouchDB. It is going to create an orderer node and likewise. So different nodes has been created. Now let's go to our Composer Playground. Composer-Playground. Okay. So when you start this, it will open the browser, and in the browser you will see it will show you the window to create a blockchain solution. So let's go to blockchain. Now here on the top, you have here business network connections, which are available here. So I have multiple connections here. Go to the connection through the web browser. So from the web browser, we are going to create the network solution. So you need to deploy a new network with a solution here. Don't choose the first part. First is creating a network solution using the peer admin card what you have here. So this is actually to create a admin card. Okay, so if you click here, it will allow you to create a business network. Okay, but at the same time, you need to have the admin card for this. So we will create a through the web browser connection through the web browser and click on this deploy a new business network. Here, first thing what you have to do is you have to give the name of the business solution. So if you remember, we have taken the healthcare example. We specified it as patient patient information system. Here, capital letters are not allowed. Okay, as well as you can separate the words using the hyphen only. No other special characters will be allowed. So we use this, no capital letters allowed. Uh, so you have to make sure that they are all small letters. Okay. If you are using any special character, it is not allowed. Even underscore is not allowed. Only hyphen is allowed. Okay. Here you have to write the description, the HyperLedger example for patients, information and treatment. Okay, just any general example, any general description for your business, whatever it is, you can specify it here. Then you need to create an admin card exactly with the same name of what you have given here on the top. Okay, so we just say admin at the rate, sorry, admin at the rate. I will just copy this so that I will not make any mistake. Okay, so this should be exactly the same what you have given in the business network. Then here you have options. Two options are available. Basic sample network. It will generate some code, and that code you can use it. But we will go for an empty business network solution. So let's go to empty business, and then on the right hand side you need to click on deploy. Okay, so when you click on deploy, it will create a solution for you. So if you see here if you see here, one card is added with admin patient information. Okay, so we need to connect to this solution. This is a business network which is created, patient information system. We need to connect to this. So once you connect to this, it will create files for you. This will be used in creating the BNA file. So here you have model file, access control file. The other two files, you can just click on add a file and select the query and also the script file. So all your four files will be available here: model file, script file, access control file, and the query file. Now, once you create this, you can go back to the model file, give the namespace, whatever you want to prefer. So the namespace, what we have used in our example earlier, we will just follow the same as you already have the code for this. So the namespace that we used was org.healthcare.om. So here I will use org.healthcare.oman. Okay, so this was the namespace that we used earlier. Now after this, you need to check on what all things are required. So you can create the participants. So in our example, we had two participants. The participant first one is patient. So we will say you can comment here / with participant patient. Okay. Now you declare here as this participant patient identified by PID. Okay. Or let's use it as a patient ID. Okay, whatever you in the class during our discussion in the class, we used it as patient ID, I guess. So I'm just using short form here. Okay, so I will follow the nomenclature. So usually in the nomenclature, first letter is small, and then whatever letter comes, they are like caps. Okay. So I'm using the same thing. Now, first thing what you have to do is you have to define this PID. So it has to be string, then P capital ID. Don't forget to put this small o so that it identifies it as the attributes. Then string P name. Okay, then you need to have string P email. Just hold on. Okay, so here we are going to define the patient. So string p email, then string, okay, integer, use integer p phone number, then use integer p age. Then we can also add the date of birth for this. So date of birth is date, time, DOB. Okay, let's put PDOB. Let's say these are the attributes what we have to define for the patient. Now here, okay, that I will come to this later. So let's say this is the definition of PID, patient. Now we want to add the doctor. So let's add, so let's add the doctor here. Doctor details as we, so I'll just show you the example. This was the one what we had discussed. So I'm taking the same example. Okay. So for the doctor, we added participant, doctor, identified by D ID. Okay, I'm just using the short letters for this. Then you need to specify first string the ID. Make sure the variables what you are using in here and here is exactly the same. Okay, if it is different, it will show you the error. Then we need the doctor name, say string D name. I'm just using D so that I can identify. Then I want to use here string doctor D specialization. Okay. Then I want to say phone number. So integer D phone number. Okay. Let's say these are the variables what we have. Okay. If you miss anything like this is small and different, so you will see that there is an error. Read the error carefully. It will show you what is the line number and where is the error. Okay, so you need to fix the error there. You should be always happy to see this message. This will tell you whether there are any errors or not. Okay. Now here I am using some specialization, but I want this specialization to be like multi selected value. So like this here, what we have discussed, like in this example, I want to have this as specializations. Okay, so for creating specializations through which you can make a list, and from that list you will be accepting one value. Okay, so this I have to explain it as an enum operator. So just before this, doesn't matter where you're writing. Okay, so I will just name this as enumeration that I'm going to use here. So enumeration enum. The name we will give it exactly the Same here as, okay, let's write it as doctor specialization. Okay, so whatever name you have given here, this name you have to use where you are going to use the value. Okay, so let's take this. Now you can put the values here, say general surgery. Then you can also put it as ophthalmology. Then gynecology. And let's say dentist. Okay, so these are the, this is the list of specialization. Now, how we use this specialization? We cannot specify here string. Okay, so instead of string, we have to use this name what we have given for the enumerator. So this name we have to specify in place of string. Okay, so this doctor specialization is a list of value which you have created as under the enum operator. Okay, so these three things are there: participant, then doctor, and his specialization as the enumeration. Okay, then let us add one more to this. Let us add one treatment. So treatment we will put it as an asset treatment. Okay, so here let's put it as asset treatment. Do we need to specify this treatment? Yes, identified by the ID. Okay, let's put the asset here. Okay, so this is string treatment ID. Then let's put it as date, time, treatment. I'm writing full here so that you can understand this. Then string, let's say details, treatment details. Okay. Now this treatment, this is an asset, right? This is a treatment. Now in this treatment, who is involved? Okay, this treatment will be provided by doctor. So you need to put it as this to point to the doctor variable doctor. Okay, like how you do it in Java, same thing. It's like a pointer. This is the class and this is the variable what you have specified. And similarly, this treatment is associated with patient. So patient, patient. You can give any name, the D or P or whatever. Okay. This says that class treatment is identified by TID, but it does not contain its property. So what is wrong here? Can someone tell me? Okay. Here we have mentioned it as treatment ID. Treatment ID. So that's what I told you. This should be matching with this one. Okay. Again, at the same time, line 31 asset treatment identified by, oh, sorry, this is my spelling mistake. String. Okay, undeclared type doctor in the treatment.doctor. Mm, fine, we have here. Okay, let me make this as capital because I used small. Okay, class names, let's put it as capital. This is capital, so that's why it was showing. This is the class name, and this small one is the variable name. Okay, now it is showing no error. Fine. After this, now let's add one transaction also here. Transaction for uh, adding this treatment. So let's put it as transaction add treatment. Okay, I'm just adding one transaction here. So transaction add treatment. Here we don't need to specify identified by. Okay. So just straight away you can write the details about what you are going to add in the transaction. So say string treatment ID you need for the treatment ID for which treatment this transaction is. Then you need to specify the date and time. This is exactly the same variables what we have here. Okay, so let me copy and paste it. I can to avoid the mistake. Okay, date, time, treatment date, and string details. Now these details will be added again by this should be also the same. Okay, so this is going to be your transaction. This is going to be your like one record. It will be maintained. Okay, so these are the details what we have here in the org.healthcare.oman, which is our namespace, and this namespace we are going to use everywhere. Okay, now the model file is ready. Okay, so with the basic things, let's go to the next file, that is our access control file. Let's go to the access control. Now, if you see here, there are two rules which are already added. So you don't no need to touch these rules. They are the system defined rules. Okay, so this will be always there. This has to be there. Without this, you cannot go ahead with the creation and other things of the blockchain. Now here we want to specify like some rules, just simple rules we will add. Like let's say, for example, the doctor wants to view the patient. So let's say rule a doctor views patient. It's a simple rule where the doctor will see the list of all patients. So first we need to write here description. And in the description, you can write the message, whatever you want. All doctors can see the list of all patients. Okay. Now after this, you need to specify the participant. Participant who is going to access this? The doctor. So we need to put here the namespace dot doctor. Okay. This is the, sorry, we specify here capital because we used the class name with first letter capital. Okay. So here org healthcare Oman dot doctor. Okay. So the doctor is the participant. What is he doing? He is performing an operation of read. This has to be capital. Okay. This operation name has to be capital. Now, on which resource it is he is reading? What is the resource that he is reading? So let's say resource. Resource is again you have to put the namespace dot. We are reading the patient's list, right? So here we need to write patient. Okay, and then followed with the action. What is the action we are going to perform? We are allowing him to read the patient details. Okay, so this is the simple rule for view patient details. Okay, now if the same thing to make it as another rule, I will just copy and paste here. Just view treatments. Okay, I just want to see the treatments. So doctor can see the treatments given to patients. So this is general. Okay. Again, he is going to read. Who is going to read? The doctor is going to read. What he is going to read? Now, not patient. This is the treatment. Okay, so this asset we have created for this, so he can read the treatment details from this one. And again, the action is allow. Okay, now at the same time, who will be prescribing the medication? So the doctor is going to prescribe the medication. So let's add the doctor create treatments. Okay, so let's say doctor, now not view, we want to create treatment. Doctor create treatment. Okay, doctor can add treatment details for patients. Okay, or you can say treatment details. No need for patients. Just say doctor can add treatment details. Now, who is the participant? Doctor. Doctor is going to add. So here, instead of read, we need to write create. Okay, because he is going to add a new transaction, right? So we need to create. Okay, but here, one thing what we have to do, uh, we cannot put it as general. So we need to add one condition here. Okay. Now, what will be the condition? The condition we have to specify that this participant and the treatment related. Okay, so here we need to put participant as Dr. D. Okay, and because we are going to add we have to relate the doctor and the treatment, right? So we have to create a relation here. So this relation you can create is like this: patient D, resource. Uh, it is a transaction table, right? So just putting treatment as T. Okay. Now, what we have to do in the condition is we need to identify who is the doctor, and uh, we have to identify who is the doctor first. Okay, and based on that, will add this to the treatment. So, which doctor has written this treatment? It has to be understood. Okay, so here we have one method that is called as get identifier. Okay, so here we are using T for treatment. So we will say T dot. Now what T dot what? T dot the doctor uh, who is writing the treatment. So let's say put doctor. Doctor was the variable which we have. This doctor, small doctor, is the variable which we have defined in the CTO file. Okay, then you need to write here get identifier. This get identifier will allow you to get the details about the doctor. But here we have to get the details. D dot which doctor? This D, right? So this doctor, okay, and this treatment we have to push it to this one. So we have to verify. Okay, so this is get identifier. So we need to put this in the condition has to be put in the bracket. Okay, so don't forget this is to compare. Okay, and then action is allowed. So this will help me to create the treatment at the same time. Who has created the treatment? That also we have to specify. Okay, so the doctor variable, whenever you say create, this doctor will hold a value which will be used through this variable. Okay, then let us write one for the patient. Okay, say rule patient view his own records. Patient view his own record. Okay. So I just want to create one simple rule for the patient so that he can read his own details. So description. Description, you can specify the patient can view his own treatment details. Okay. Now we have to check his own. When we say his own, that means we need to check the participant. Okay. Participant. Now, because we have treatment, we have a condition here. So we are going to use P for patient and then put the namespace. Sorry. Let me take the namespace from here. Okay. Dot. Who is performing the action? The patient. Yeah. Patient. Patient is going to view his own details, right? So the participant is patient. Okay. What he is doing, operation. He is performing an operation of reading his details. Now, as I said, here we have to check the PID. Okay. So PID is the one what we have written here, PID. Okay. So same thing we have to specify here. So in the condition, I will just say condition, but we did not mention the resource. Okay, so we have to first write the resource. What is the resource? Resource, let's say we are using the reading the details of his own patient, right? So again, let's put P here for patient. Okay. Sorry, we cannot use P because we are using P here. So let's say his own record R. Okay. So the resource is dot patient. Okay. He is reading his own details. So patient reading. So it is like a unary relationship. Patient reading his own details. Okay. So in the condition, what we have to write here, just write PID, which we have to compare with another PID. Okay. So first PID we are going to get from P dot, and second PID what we are getting from the record R dot. Okay. So and the action allow. Okay. Here we use three equal to operators. Okay. What is error? White space, but our yeah, condition we have to put it in the brackets. Okay. So we forgot to put the condition in the brackets. So this is these are some sample rules. If you want to put for his own treatments, you can also put the same thing. Okay, just only what you have to do, you have to use the get identifier. Okay, so I will use this rule because you have to specify it his own. His own means you have to get the identifier. So patient views own treatments. Patient view his own treatments. Okay, so patient views his own treatment. Okay, so who is reading? Reading is patient. So let us use the variable p here. He is not creating, he is just reading. So just write read Resource is the treatment again, because he is going to read his own treatment details. Okay. So in the condition, we are going to use this p dot get identifier, and here we are going to use t dot patient. Okay. So this is the patient identifier. This is the identifier what we will get from here. Okay. So this will be checked, and if it is correct, then the patient will be able to read the details from this table. Okay. So I think these are enough rules what we have. Now let's go to the queries section. Okay. In the queries, just before that, in the access control, don't forget not to delete anything from here. Okay. And then let's go to the queries. In the queries here, you can specify like some queries. You can write a name here, get all treatment details. It's a simple query to get all treatment details. So we use the word query, and then we specify the name of the query. Say get all treatment by patient. So let's say I will sort it by patient. Okay, now first part is description. After the description, you can write here get all treatment details ordered patient. Okay, ordered by patient. So if it is a general query, you can write a statement. Statement is, I'll put it here. So select what? The namespace. Sorry. Okay, I need the namespace here. Remaining I will delete. Okay, the namespace, select org.healthcare. What you're reading the treatment details, right? So here you're going to specify treatment. Okay, now this treatment you are going to specify. Now there is no condition, so it will exactly show it as it is. Just what you have to do is you have to write here order by. You want to write it by patient ID or likewise, whatever. So we use p name. Ordered by p name. P name is nothing but the attribute what we have used here. Okay, so this p name. Okay. So you can write here order by p name. Okay. You want to put it as ascending or descending, you have to specify. Let's say ASC. Okay. So this is one simple query for all treatment details. Okay. But we don't want the treatment details to be seen by the other patients. So I can put a rule here. Okay. So he can see his own details. Okay. So let's say, for example, this doctor can use this query. He wants to see the treatment details of all patients. So he can check the treatment details from here. Okay. Let us put another rule where only the patient can see his own details. So sorry, this is get all treatments by patient. Let's put this by doctor who has so that doctor can put his ID, and based on that he will see the treatment details. Okay, so get all treatments by details by specific doctor. Okay, did not close the quote here. Fine. So it remains the same. The namespace and the table that remains the same. Only what we will do here is we are going to add where clause. This where clause has to check, okay, doctor. Now which doctor? We don't know. We don't have a fixed value. So I will just use here underscore dollar. So that whatever value is entered, that that will be verified. Okay, so let's put it here as doctor ID. So whatever doctor ID is given, it will be shown according to the doctor ID. Okay. Okay, then if you want to see the other details, okay. So you can generate queries like this, multiple queries. If you want to see, put this as for the patient also. So we can use here for the patient. What is the error? Yes, expected from limit order by. Spelling mistake here, order by. Okay. Namespace healthcare or dot healthcare dot Oman not found. Type treatment is not defined. Spelling mistake. Treatment. Okay. Now it says P name does not exist. Okay. So do we have P name here? This is doctor name, right? So we don't want P name. We want it by doctor name. Or you can say treatment ID. Okay. You can use anything here like treatment ID or treatment date likewise. Okay. So let's say we will put it as order by treatment date. So the latest one will come on the top. Okay, so to bring the latest one on the top, we need to put here DESC. So this will be putting it in the descending. There is some error here. P name does not exist. P name, order by P name. Yeah, treatment here. We are talking about treatment and we are using P name because of copy paste. Did we overwrite the old one? This is, sorry, it's I think overwritten by the previous copy paste. Okay, no problem. We will write it again. So this is get all treatment by patient. Okay. So here we are talking about patient. So here also we will say treatment date. Okay. So treatment date from the treatment. Okay, order by treatment date. This is by patient. Okay. If you want to use by specific patient, if you want to use by specific patient, so you can add instead of this, you can add here one more line saying WHERE where now condition inside bracket where we have patient equal to, you can put here underscore dollar patient ID. Okay, so this will take the value and then it will check the value here. Okay, so do we have patient ID? Get all treatment by patient, error found 2 or more. This is treatment, all patients, all patients. Okay, so this is for all patients without anything. Okay, this is for specific patient by the patient. Okay, so here I think we don't need to put order by, because there will be, okay, if there are multiple records, it will show according to the treatment date. Maybe one patient visited 4 or 5 times, then it will show according to the treatment date. So let's say we have these 3 queries. Okay, now let us jump into the last file, that is the script file. Now this is the important file here, script file. In the script file, we are going to write the JavaScript, which will help us to create the transactions here. Okay, so first here in the beginning, what we have to specify here is the details about the parameter and the transaction what we are going to use. Okay, so let's put it as, okay, let me not delete, let me keep this. Okay, I will add some details here. So first detail, I will just put a comment, add treatment transaction. So treatment transaction I'm creating. For the treatment transaction, we need to specify the parameter. So if you remember, I have told you that we have to mention @param. Param means the parameter. Okay. This parameter has to be specified on the namespace. The namespace is org.healthcare.oman. Okay. Now, what transaction you are going to do? So we have written here add treatment. Okay, so I'm going to in the model file, if you remember, we have here add treatment. Okay, for this I'm going to write the script. So here I have to specify dot add treatment. Okay, now the variable what you are going to use for this, I will just use it as a treatment data so that you can understand. Okay, I will use the variable treatment data so that you can easily understand that this treatment data variable has been brought from here. Then anything what you write after dash, it will be the just the information. The treat, even if you don't write this, no issues. Treatment data transaction. Okay. After this, immediately following with this, you need to put @transaction. Why transaction? Because this is our transaction. Okay, so line number 40, transaction add treatment. So that's why we are writing here in the access control file. Sorry, not access control, script file. Add transaction. Okay, here it should be star. Okay, so these two things are important here. Defining the parameter for the namespace, and what is the transaction name you are going to perform, and what is the variable you are going to use within the transaction here. Okay, this is important, and you have to write this for all transactions whatever you are creating for each one of them. Okay, the variable name and the transaction name has to be specified. Okay, then we write a function starting with async. All functions are asynchronous functions here. Async function. Then you can give the name of the function here, say add treatment. Okay, add treatment, and then you have to pass the variable here that you have defined on the top. So that this one, the one what we have, I'm just copying and pasting it here. Okay, so this add treatment function, okay, will start from here. Now, whatever you have to write inside this. Okay, so let us put some variables. Okay, to define the variable, like here in add treatment, we want to add details to the treatment table. Okay, so treatment data, we are going to use treatment data. Okay, so let us first go to this and see what are the details here. So these are the details what we have to use. Okay, so what I will do, I will copy these variable names so that it is easy for you. So I'll just copy these names because we need them exactly as it is. So in the script file, I will just paste them. Okay, I'm just going to use the names. Okay, so these earlier things, whatever I have to remove this. I will just use the names. For the names, so that I don't make any mistake here, I'm just using the names. Okay, even the pointers, you need them. Now, this is a value what we have to add. Okay, so first what we will do, we are going to define a variable with name constant. Okay, you have to use constant. So I will put constant for all of them. Okay, now this value, from where we are going to get this value? This is treatment ID. Okay, this same treatment ID we have to get from this variable. Okay, so we will put here equal to, now this variable what we are using, okay, dot the variable what we have in the variable that we have in the model file. So same treatment ID. Okay, this is the variable for this function, and this is the variable from the model class. Okay, model file CTO. So now this same thing you have to write here, treatment data dot now treatment date. So I'm going to use this treatment date here. Then again equal to the variable name of the script file, treatment data dot the variable name from the CTO. Okay, then doctor also the same thing, data dot doctor. Okay, and then to treatment data dot patient. Okay, so we have just defined the variables here, constants. Okay, now these constants we have to push it into the record. Okay, so first we need to execute one method. Okay, so we will use two variables again, one for the details to fetch the details, and second one for the namespace. Okay, so need to write here a constant, let's say factory. Okay, this as it is you have to write get factory. Okay, this will get the details. Okay, then here you need to, we are just putting it as constant. I'm just namespace, I'm just using it as ns, and then I'm putting here in single quotes you have to put the namespace. Okay, values in the JavaScript will go in a single quote, not double quotes. Okay, or not healthcare dot Oman. Okay, it should be in single quotes. Then now we have to add this record. Okay, so to add this, I will just call it as constant. We will create one variable for the record, say treatment record, just like an array, what you say, just like that. We are going to hold the values. From where we are going to get these values? Okay, first let us create an empty record. Okay, so this what it will do when we say factory dot new resource. This will create an empty space for us. Okay, where we have to create using the namespace ns, comma, what we are adding? We are adding the treatment, right? So in quotes, treatment. Okay, and then we are using the treatment ID. Okay, treatment ID. Okay, now this will connect you to the, like in PHP and other course, you create this to connect using the connection name and likewise. So this is our namespace dot treatment. We are going to save the details about the treatment. Okay. Then after this, you need to write the details what you have here. Okay, ID we have taken. Then you need the date, details, doctor, and patient. Okay, so all those things you are going to access it using the same thing here. So you are going to write here, what is the variable name we are using here is treatment record. Okay, so just we use the treatment record dot. What is the name? What is the value we want to fetch is treatment date. Okay. Now, where is this treatment date? It has to be specified from the variable directly. Date. Okay. This treatment date is going to be added to the treatment record. Okay. Now, second one, I want to add the details. Okay. So here I'll just put details. Okay. Now you need to create a relationship between them. Okay. So to create a relationship, we cannot use it directly like this. So what we have to do, we need the doctor ID and the patient ID. So we have to add the doctor ID and patient ID from another table. Okay. So right now we will just say this treatment record. What we are adding, doctor, right? Doctor. Now how we are going to get this? Okay. So here we have to again make use of the get factory method because we are going to get from the doctors table, right? So say factory dot new relation. Okay, this is a method from here. This we are going to create with the namespace, the table name is doctor. Okay, and what we are fetching from there is the doctor ID dot d id. Okay, what this is going to do? This is going to get you the doctor ID. Okay, so namespace, the table which you are to connecting, and the doctor ID. Okay, don't worry about these more details because most of the times we get these things from our test. Okay, I will show you how do we get that. So nothing to worry about this. Just understand, like we have declared the variables and each value we have put it in these variables. Okay, and these values what we have here, we are passing the value to the record. That's it, simple. Okay, and same thing what we have to do for the patient ID also. So I will just copy and paste here. So treatment dot patient factory new relationship ns, the the participant patient, and here patient dot pid, patient dot pid. Okay, what we did, we fetch the doctor ID and we assigned it to the doctor here. So what will happen? It will create a relationship because this is our transaction table. Okay, so in this transaction table, we have to add this. Now our variables are added. So we define the variables, we got the details, and we specified the namespace. And according to the namespace, we created one empty record. And in that empty record, we push the values: treatment date, details, then the doctor ID and the patient ID. Okay, so treatment ID, it will take from there. Now after this, what we have to do, we just have to specify what type of registry we are going to use. Okay, so we just say constant, okay, treatment registry. These are the names what I'm giving. Okay, so this is a registry which I'm going to create. The function what we have to use here is await. Okay, then these are the standard methods which we have seen during our chapter. So you can say get asset registry. Okay, this is the standard method. We are using the namespace here. Okay, then not comma. Here you have to use namespace. Concatenation you have to do. So namespace plus, okay, in quotes, dot treatment. This is for concatenation. Okay, so using this we can concatenate this dot. So how it will be? It will be coming as when this is executed. Okay, so this will be coming as org dot healthcare dot oman dot treatment. Okay, the meaning of this ns plus dot treatment. Okay, so ns is what? Org dot healthcare dot oman dot treatment. So it will be input like this. Okay, so just that is created using the using this concatenation. Okay, now this we are passing it to asset registry. Why asset registry? Because in this we have mentioned it as in the transaction treatment is what? Is an asset. Okay, so we are going to add the treatment, add to the treatment table. Okay, now just after this you have to execute another method, await. Okay, now this registry what we have used, we just have to add it. So first we get the details and then we have to add this. Okay, so treatment registry dot add. Okay, and what we are adding, we are going to add the record. So this record what we have used, okay, this we are pushing it here, treatment record. Okay, so what we did, just to understand here, first we created variables for each one of them. Then after creating variables, this is the standard factory value. Okay, we get the details. We specify factory as a variable so that we can add a new resource to it. And ns is the namespace. Okay, then we created a treatment record. Okay, in this record, we said factory.new resource. Okay, so new resource means new treatment. We are going to add details about the treatment and treatment ID will be passed automatically. Now, we created a record and we push the values what we have here. So we took the values, okay, we assigned it to the variable, and now this variable we are going to put it here. Okay. Otherwise, what you can do, you can directly write here treatment data dot treatment ID. So instead of this, if you don't want to do this, okay. Okay, if I don't want to do this, I will just say treatment data dot treatment ID. Okay, treatment date. So this direct value will go to this record. Okay, but for better understanding, what I did here, I have created a separate variable, and so that you can understand that this is the variable. Treatment date. Okay, so these are the variables, nothing but what I have declared here. Okay, either you use directly this or you put it in the variable and assign the variable. Okay, nothing difficult. Then we need to create the relationship using the new relationship method. Specify what is the namespace and uh, what is the table from where you are getting the ID. So we say doctor.id. This is creating the relationship. This is creating relationship for the patient ID. Then we created a treatment registry because we have to add it to the treatment registry. Add the values to the add this record to the treatment registry. Okay, so we said get asset registry. Why asset registry? Because our treatment is defined as asset. Okay, so if it is a participant, you will write here participant registry. Okay, now this is an asset, so we are writing asset registry. This is the namespace. Actually, if not this, you can directly write here org dot healthcare dot oman dot treatment. This is also fine. You can directly write this or use the concatenation. That's fine. Both are okay. Then what we did, we just updated this registry. We added the record what we had. So this record what we created using this treatment record, we are going to add. Method is add because it is going to be a new record, right? Okay, so it will add. And then we can just show return success message, right? Okay, just say return. Return is the just a normal function. Any message which you want to show on the screen, you can say treatment record added successfully. That's it. Okay, so this is going to add a new record. Okay, this is going to add a new record. Important thing here is just from here until this. Okay, you can you can choose whether to define the variable or directly write this here. Okay, same thing to make it small. Same thing to make it small. I can also write it like this. I'll just put here and show you what I have changed. Okay, so these all values. Instead of these variables, you can directly put the values. Yeah, and the problem will be here because we have this as a relationship, right? So this relationship has to be created using new relationship. So we need this one to be added here. Fine. So let's say this is one method for adding treatment, add treatment details. Okay. Similarly, if you just want to update it, okay, the method here will change. This same method. I'll put here another function, async function, update treatment. Okay, but as this is a new method, you have to use this again. Again here. Now this is update treatment. And instead of this, you have to have here update treatment and treatment data. Okay. But this method we have not written there. So you can add it there in the model file. It should be present here in the model file. Okay, so just like this, I will copy and paste it here and change this name to update so that I don't get a error there. Okay, now in the script file, it is not showing me any error related to this. Okay, so let's write update here. Just update is simple. Okay, so only thing what we have to do is we have to get the treatment details. Okay, so here we already had a treatment details here. Okay, don't forget to change this. Okay, org.healthcare.oman.update treatment, and the variable name I have to change it to update data. Okay, I'm just changing to so that you can understand from there. So update treatment, and here I'm going to pass the variable name update data. Okay, so first same like that, what we have to get the details first. So we will add here constant. Okay, like treatment using variable treatment. I'm using update data dot treatment. Okay, let's say treatment details we are going to get here. Then again another constant which I will use it as, because this is the old data, I am going to use another variable as new details. Okay, this will give me the old details. Okay, this is going to be the new details. Okay, so I will just assign it as update data dot new details. Okay, just make sure that these names are same. Okay, now just we have to exchange the details. So this details is equal to these details. Okay, so let's treatment dot details. We are just changing one field. Okay, we are just changing one field in the details here. For the treatment, you have only one field details. Okay, so that's what we are changing. So other things we are not changing. We are just changing the details. Okay, so we will update the details only. So we will just add here treatment.details is equal to new details. Okay, treatment.details is equal to new details. Now these values are exchanged, but now you need to update these values in the actual uh, table, right? So we need again these two functions, constant factory and the namespace. Okay, these two variables we need by default. Okay, then the next what we have to do, we have to use the treatment registry. So let's say constant treatment registry. Okay, then method await till the response. Okay, again this is a asset registry, so we need to write get asset registry, and in this you can give the namespace or write concatenation ns plus single quote dot treatment. Okay, you can use this concatenation or you can also use the other one. I'll just put it here as comment. You can also replace the concatenation with full namespace. Namespace org dot, just copy this. Okay, so we can use this directly in place of this concatenation. So I have just written for your reference here. Now we have to execute another one, await until treatment registry, okay. Method now here, instead of add, here we used add to add the record. Okay, so here we are going to use update. Okay, update what? We are updating the treatment. Treatment is nothing but the variable what we have used here, treatment, constant treatment. Okay, so just same we are passing here. So this is going to be your update. Okay, so this is your add and this is your update. Okay, similarly, if you want to add any values in a particular table, like let's say for asset you want to add a value. Okay, so you can use the same thing here. Okay, so what are the basic things required? First you need to specify this. Okay, let's say add patient. Add patient. I want to add a new patient. Okay, even if you don't do it from here, I will show you from the test you can add. Okay, the parameter for the patient table. So you need to add patient. Okay, but make sure that you have these methods in the model file. Okay, if this is not there, it will not function. It will not work. Okay, so here added the transaction. Okay, function say add patient. The variable what I have specified here is add patient data. Okay, just this is just a variable name what I have mentioned here. Okay, then inside this, okay, you will use the same functions, the console factory, constant factory, and the namespace. These two will be required as it is. Okay, then straight away what you can do, you can put the values here. Yeah, now here what we are going to do, we are going to add a patient. So let's say constant, then patient 1, okay, which is assigned to factory dot, because this is going to be our new participant. Okay, not participant, so method is same new resource. Okay, and in this you are going to pass the values. Okay, so namespace, comma, which table, doctor, sorry, patient, and then you can give the first ID, say P001. Okay, just the ID, because ID is default primary key, right? So you have to pass it through this when you create a new resource. By default, you have to put it. Then later you can put the other values. Other values you can just write here as patient1 dot p name. Okay, so these all what you have specified, these all you have to write in the script. So here you are going to put these values. Okay, so PID is already done. So PID we don't need. Okay, we will say patient1 dot pname like this. Okay, so I'm going to replace this with each one of them. Okay, now from where we will get this? We are going to get it as a static value. So you can give the values directly here. Okay, so likewise, you can put the values here. Okay. If it is number, age, you don't need to put it in quotes. Okay, so let's say 35. Okay, all other values you are going to put them as the even date you have to follow the syntax. Let's say 1980 dash 05 dash 05. Okay, so this is the format what we have here. Now after this, you just have to say patient registry, get participant registry and add this value. Okay. So you're going to put here constant. Okay. We have specified here as let us put it as we forgot to write one statement here. We have to use here before this. We have to specify the patient registry. Okay. So get patient registry, and this is the namespace. Okay. Nothing but org dot healthcare dot one dot patient. Okay, either you write it like this or you can write it the other way. That's fine. Okay. Now the method what you are going to execute here is you have to specify here as await patient registry dot add. Add is the method, and here we are going to pass the constant patient1. Okay, so this is how it is going to add the patient. So what we did, we defined these two lines. Okay, factory. So to get the details from there, then we defined the patient registry. Okay, we got the details from this. This will give you the structure. And after this structure, we created a new record here, patient record. Okay, we created a record as patient1. Okay, we use this factory variable to get the new resource. This is the first one. This is the namespace. This is the name of the table, and this is the ID. Because ID is the primary key here, so ID cannot be empty. So we have to write it immediately when we create a resource. Because ID, if you don't write this, it will not allow you to create. The reason because when you create the record, the ID should be there. Then you can push the values here. Like let's say, for example, Vinod, then email vinod at utas.edu.om. Phone number, say something. Okay, so phone number is number, so we don't need to put it in the single quotes. Okay, text values and the date values are in the single quote. Okay, so this data will be created for this. Okay, it will hold in the new resource. And now this new resource, patient 1, we have to add it to the patient registry. Okay, so we are going to write patient registry dot the method is add. Okay, so this will help me to add the, okay, nothing there, just need to close. Unexpected token, failure to parse, syntax error. Where is the syntax error? It's not showing here. Is it because of this? No. P001 string patient and S. This is Vinod. Vinod and it does. Let me check once. So no error here. Syntax error. Error found. Unexpected token. Maybe because we don't have this method there. Okay, we don't have add patient. So we just need to, I'll just copy this and add a method here after this. Okay. Transaction add patient. See now immediately the error is gone. Okay. So here whatever values you want, you can add. Okay. This is actually the same what you have defined as the participant, just to hold the values because we need a transaction, right? To add any details, we need the transaction. So immediately if you see here, in add patient, here no issues. Then what is the issue here?
Hello. Um, See, I just saw your number in this Amazon
Okay, anyways, this is fine.
regarding this function called
It says unexpected token. Okay, that's fine, no issues. But there is no, this is the way how we are going to write our script. Okay, this is for adding a patient. Okay, this is for updating the patient transaction treatment, and this is creating a treatment. Okay, so three things here. I need to fix this. Fail to parse null. Null value is it here? Null value. Let me delete this. So there is no error here. Add patient data.
for 100%.
Hmm.
Any other disappointment because I have my own uncle who prints it technically for me.
You can use add all if you have multiple. You can use add all also.
Is it cloth or paper?
Right now I have only one.
You are sending from which place you are sending this? Delhi. Okay. Okay. So how many days you will take to delivery? How many days you will take to deliver?
These are same, so we have used the same thing here. Only here patient registry, we added here patient registry dot add.
Yeah, I will send you Word or PDF. What do you?
Fine, here create patient. So add patient.
I understand.
Okay.
I will do that. Okay, I will do that. But overall, if you can make it 4,500 with the printing, it will be good money for me.
Let me remove this.
I know because now you know because my uncle.
Okay. Anyways, this is fine. This is the way how you are going to. There should be some syntax error. Let me check that later. Okay. So this is how we are going to write the functions for this. Okay. But the problem here is if you have any error here, it will not allow you to deploy the changes. So the changes cannot be deployed until you have these errors. Let me write one statement here. Patient one dot treatment, because we are using the treatment here as one array.
Can you please send me the?
Okay, so still the same. Fine.
2 days will be the time.
Is this the issue?
Totally, it will take 4 or 5 days in that case to receive in Hyderabad.
Let me check if it is the
So totally 1 week.
error with this.
Totally, it will be 4,800 euros.
Yeah, the semicolon. It needs the semicolon. Okay, fine. So let me put it here for all this as semicolons. Then this is also after each statement, you need to put the semicolon here. So 27, 26, 27, yes. Anywhere I missed. This is done. Go. The method initialize network. Still the error. I think it is there in the first part. Let me remove the first part. Yeah, so that I can at least deploy. Okay. After this, you can deploy the changes. Once you deploy the changes, it will create a BNA file. This BNA file will be downloaded, and that BNA file you can put it on the server. Now, another thing here is this, along with this part, script part. Okay. There is some syntax error here. Let me check this. So there is no error in this part. I think the first part or something. Yeah, in the first part there is some error. Okay. Now, if you want to check this thing, you can also use the test here. So when you click on test, you get this window here. So you have here participants. As I said, you can do it from the code also, and you can do it from here also. So if I say patient here, I can create a new patient with patient ID, say P0002. Patient name is Ahlam. Then patient email ahlam at utas.edu.om. Phone number 123456. Age, say patient age, say 25. And let's say this is the date of birth, which is, it is taking today's time. Okay. So this you have to update. Date of birth, this is 25. That means 2000. Okay. So exactly 25. This time part you can remove. This is the timestamp. Okay. So just click on create new. It will add here the patient. Similarly, you can add a doctor here. So doctor, let's say DOC doctor 001. Doctor name is Dr. Suleiman. Specialization general surgery. Phone number is this one. So if I click on add, the same thing what we were doing there is pushing the values. Doctor is also added. Okay, so treatment also you can create a new asset. Treatment ID say E001. Treatment date today. Today's treatment date. Details common cold and flu. Doctor, you will get the doctor ID. So doctor what we have created is DOC001, and patient we have created it as P001. Is it P001 or P? Let me check. Patient, we have added P000002. Okay, so I'll just put here P0002 because it should match. Okay, if it is not matching, then it will not create successfully. Create new. So the patient is added. Now you can see all those transactions, whatever you have performed. Who has performed the transactions, you can see them from here. Okay, so this is all about your complete solution. Doctor, patient, treatment. Okay, so you can see the details here. Okay, we use this hash when we have specific value. So I had only one doctor with DOC001 and one patient as P0002. So same thing I have used here. Otherwise it will not match. Okay, if it is not matching, it will not create the record. Okay, so this is all about testing. So check these things. You can practice this. You can try this. Okay, if you want the code also I will actually I have deleted one method here. Okay, it is deployed, so the first part is missing. So I'll just add a new Word file and I will paste here. This was the solution which I have created for the class. So I'll just make a new file better and put the code here. Okay, so can use this. Okay, so this is to understand how it is. Okay, check whether the semicolons are required or not. I kept it as it is. Then the other files, I'll just share this one with you. Access permissions, copy. The access permissions, then the queries, the model file, then lastly the query file. Okay, so this is the example which you can try at home. So I'll just put it as the patient information system. Blockchain example, patient information system. I'll just put it in my folder. Okay, this two files I will upload and share it with you in your Moodle. Okay, so that's all for the review. Thank you and have a nice day. Enjoy your day and do practice for the example. Okay.